Welcome back. You're here with comedian and blah 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 David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I do another podcast as well with a couple of comedian friends. It's called the Oppression Chamber podcast. I do it with comedian John Dore and another comedian, Andrew Roberts. Go check it out if you like this. You'll like that. Anyway, this John Dore, comedian, good friend of mine. At the start of this year, he left a long-term relationship. 10 years. They broke up, they were engaged. He said it was a mutual thing, but she definitely wanted to get rid of him more than he wanted to get rid of her. But anyway, during that 10 years, she had put in a lot of work to sculpt him into the man he was. Before he met her, he was a full-blown alcoholic, cigarette-smoking, drug-taking psychopath. While they were together, he became a vegan. That was one of the things. He was really enthusiastic about dips at one stage. He was a meditator, started doing yoga. He really had his stuff together. Well, after they broke up, he had started unwinding her 10 years of hard work pretty quickly. He's undone most of that 10 years in the last 6 months. He is back on the booze. He's back smoking cigarettes. He's no longer vegan, that's for fucking sure. He's got tendinitis in his thumbs from Tinder. He moved into a 1-bedroom apartment by himself. He has no furniture, no TV, no cooking utensils. He has a mattress on the floor and white walls. And I've never seen him happier in his entire life. He is the happiest man I know at the moment, and it makes me sick. The way he's living his life at the moment, you would think he was an innocent man who spent 10 years in jail for a crime he didn't commit, and he's tasted freedom again for the first time in 10 years, and he is loving every single minute of it. You've never met someone who appreciates life as much as this man does. And I've started vicariously living through him too. He tells me all about his Tinder dates, the conversations he's having. He sends me the pictures. I'm going to get him to take me on one of his Tinder dates as a chaperone. I'm just going to sit there and see how it all plays out. Sit there and just watch two people fall in love with each other. But he's loving it. It's seriously, you've never seen someone change so quickly from what they were to what they are now. He has an annoying spring in his step all the time now. The thing I'm most jealous about is he's starting to realize he can just do whatever he wants whenever he wants now. And he's taking advantage of that too. And I'm starting to get a little bit jealous of him, to be honest. He's just taken 10 days off work and comedy so he can go on a bender with his family. He's got about 14 girls he's speaking to on Tinder. He's like, I just tell them straight up, I haven't got time for a relationship. I just got out of one. I'm not interested. All I want is sex. And he's like, they're pretty responsive. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. I actually liked him more when he was a miserable vegan cunt. This is what he did. Towards the end of last year, he'd been doing comedy for ages, but his relationship was sort of falling apart. And he put that down to he had not been paying enough attention to her. So he's like, all right, I've been selfish. I'm going to quit comedy and I'm going to focus full time on this relationship. And that's what he did. He stopped comedy and he started staying home. And within 3 months, they were over. Because who would want that stupid cunt around the house 24/7? Because the only thing keeping that relationship together was you were out of the house 5 days a week. It has been really interesting to watch the metamorphosis. You know, I remember hearing it once, I forget where it is, but if you take a pig, like your normal farm pig, and you put it back into the wild, within 1 generation, it grows its hair back, its horns back, and it becomes like a wild boar again. That's exactly what John Dore is. He's a pig he's a pig that has turned back into a wild boar. And it's great to see. Okay, that's it for tonight. Keep the stories coming. Send me in your stories. Add me on social media. I am at Boyle Comedy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, can you please fucking go rate this show, review it, and subscribe to it. That's enough for tonight. See you later. See you fucking later. See you later.